Good morning, ladies. Just popping back on again this morning to say hello and primarily to wish you a very happy Easter. A different type of Easter for all of us. At this stage, normally on a Good Friday morning, we would be run off our feet. So it is quite incredible to think that this is our fourth week at home. And we all, certainly, we do miss everything about the salon. We miss the chat, we miss your friendship. And of course, it's just the times that we're in and we have no idea when we're going back. But look, for the moment, we'll bear with it here and keep going. Today I'm going to answer a few of your queries regarding blondes. A lot of you are having problems out there trying to manage blondes, stopping them from going yellow, lots of different problems. No easy answer, I'm afraid. Again, I urge you caution. Please do not at all go near a home hair colour, especially a high-lived blonde home hair permanent colour. It's just a recipe for disaster, ladies. The integrity of your hair will be compromised. I could nearly guarantee you that you won't end up with the shade that you're going to look for anyway. And down the road, it's going to take many, many months of care to get it back into any form of condition. That said, there are a few little things that you can do at home. I suppose this little video is aimed at the person who has highlights primarily, ombre, balayage, and you're finding that your hair is going quite yellow. Naturally, blondes are inclined to do that anyway, and environmental influences such as well water, minerals, metallic salts, and even medication can play havoc with it. So, we need to try and address that. The one thing that a lot of you do have, I know, and are very familiar with it, the blonde users, is the silver shampoo. Sometimes it's known as purple shampoo. In our case, it's silver shampoo. This is the Schwarzkopf one that we sell in the salon. We retail it. Highly recommend it because in our experience, it's one of the best. So I know a lot of you will have it at home at the moment. And if not, a lot of supermarkets and pharmacies are selling something similar, anti-yellowing shampoos at this time. I can't vouch for any of them, ladies. Again, I don't use them, but a lot of them do work on the same principle. From the outset, the first thing you have to remember is because they're pigmented, it means there's small colour deposits within the shampoo. So like any colour product, they need to be skin tested. So possibly a little bit neat onto perhaps the crook of your arm or behind the ear for 45 minutes. If there's no reaction, well, great. Work away with it. Obviously, if there is, you don't go near it. And I think that's true with any colour product across the board. And that's why, of course, we always have to skin test now in the salon prior to any colour application. So how do you use this? Well, most of you know already. Basically, you're going to saturate your hair, have it quite wet. Perhaps give it a shampoo first in an ordinary shampoo and your normal shampoo. And what this will do is first of all, it will conserve your product, that you won't be wasting a lot of it when it's hard to get at the moment. It also will mean that you will take away some of the heavier build-up in your hair if you're a heavy hairspray user or gels or products. Now's the time to get rid of that. Give it then a very light towel dry, and then you're going to apply some of the product. Now, in this case, probably about that much, and you can see the colour of the product, quite unusual. A little bit scary for the first time user, when they see something like ink coming out onto their hands. As I said, it is quite silver, quite blue and quite ink-like. But don't worry, ladies, that is purely the silver properties in the shampoo. That's how it works. And, I promise you, it should be fine. It normally is. So, you're only going to use it now in such a way that you're just going to put it where your hair needs it. Obviously, if you have an all-over colour and you want to tone the whole lot, well then obviously put it, like a foam cap on the head as you normally would. If it's a foam shampoo cap, I should say now, so just that that's a head of lather. If you have it for balayage or highlight in particular, use it around the end. Now, where you will differ from a little bit from normal is perhaps you could leave it sit on the hair. So in this case, leave that foam, leave that lather sit on your hair for anything up to maybe 15 minutes. Desperate times called for desperate measures, and this isn't really a desperate measure, but only you can judge how you need to use it. And what I recommend is, if you're anyway unsure, test patch a little bit at the back, perhaps lift a bit underneath, put it on, see how it goes. If it's, you'll know whether to leave it 5 minutes or 10 minutes, or if you can extend it. A lot of our clients who are grey and have white hair actually use this, and that's for people who have no colour in their hair per se. But what it also does is it eliminates all yellow tones in the hair. So unwanted tones that, sometimes don't give a great look to grey, it certainly will enhance white hair. With white hair, you certainly don't need to leave it on 15 minutes. Again, just follow the instructions. 1 to 2 minutes is probably ample. But if you are trying to tone the highlights and make the most of your blondes at the minute, and use the anti-yellowing properties that are in the product, then leave it on. But as I say, ladies, test it if you're unsure, use it a little bit, but you can experiment a little bit with it. If it's on too neat on the hair, it could possibly cause staining where the hair is very porous, but in general it won't. You do remember it is a shampoo, it's not a colour, so it's a safe enough option. But as I said, it's a useful option at the moment and it is available. But again, please skin test, and as I said, strand test. So if you take a strand, put it on and see how it goes. The other thing that we do have sometimes that we would retail in the salon as well, and you will come across them, are the colour bombs from Nutricolour. Now this particular one is actually a copper, so obviously not for you blonde, but we do have some of the silver of that left. It's the 1002. Again, great for adding softness and shine, and a good temporary option at the moment. So contact me if you do need some of that and I'll arrange to get it to you. The root sprays, okay, they're not the best in blondes, they're okay. The dark blondes are quite good for blending in, but when you're coming to a lighter blonde, they tend to be a little bit yellow. So sometimes because of that, you are putting that more golden property onto the hair. If you have a dark root, ladies, leave it alone. It doesn't matter if the highlights are growing out, if the colour is growing out. A shadow root is very in vogue at the minute, so embrace it. If you're blonde and you have a white root, well then it's not going to be too obvious. You'll probably conceal it better than most. Perhaps the way to go is, don't have a straight parting, don't have your hair flat. Go back to the old zigzag parting, ladies, it does help. Put volume on the scalp to take it off, to lift the hair off the scalp so it's not as obvious that you're not looking at this flat band of grey. What else can you do? Perhaps put in a roller and back home it ever so slightly. A dry shampoo, just a normal dry shampoo, again, put a little bit, lift it, bit in at the root, work it through it, and it just gives that bit of volume and it can lift the hair away, so it's quite good too. Dry shampoo in general is quite good on blondes anyway because you don't notice it, whereas sometimes on darker hair you do find that it leaves a residue and it almost looks like a white powder. So, dry shampoo can be quite a good option. Other than that, ladies, there's not that many more temporary options out there that I can help you with. The one other thing that you must remember with blondes is condition. This is so important. So use this time, please, to actually go in there and, strengthen your hair as much as you can. It's the one time that it really needs it, coming into the summer months, coming into what we hopefully will be sun. And it will certainly give a great base, and it actually will give your hair a great break at the moment as well, from chemical, for to actually just keep it conditioned and build up its strength. And we'll look after you hopefully in a few weeks' time and we'll be back to normal. Thank you again, ladies, for all your messages. Again, we have no opening date, that goes without saying. I know a lot of you are texting and asking for appointments for the first day we reopen. And again, as I've said before, we will do our utmost to look after everybody as always. At this time, we just cannot commit to any particular day, date or time. It's out of our control. In the meantime, happy Easter, ladies. Hopefully you're all well, we are, and I suppose at the moment that's probably the greatest gift that we can have. So again, ladies, happy Easter and see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.